key success factors or key factors for success, KSF or KFS, or critical factors for success, CSF, CFS, versus balanced scorecard. That's the topic that I would like to talk about, and we'll cover some other things also. Now, generally, I mean, what does one think? Is it necessary for a business to be well managed? Is it necessary really? Can a business not be well managed and still do well as a business? I think it's quite possible. I mean, we generally mean that, what do we mean by good management? Things are smooth, well coordinated, there is no crisis management, there is not too much of stress, employees are okay, there is smoothness, there is no unnecessary pressure. Basically, it works like a well oiled machine, the organization, the business. That's what we mean by a well managed business. So, is it true that only such a business can make money? And a business that makes money, I mean, if a business doesn't have this kind of smooth functioning, it can't make money. Both sides have to be looked at. The KSF theory, the key success factor theory, which is an important part of strategic management, says that it is not necessary. A business doesn't have to be well managed, and it can still make money if it just gets some key things right. If it just gets certain things right, certain important things right, then the rest of it doesn't really matter. It can still be successful as a business. Certain strategic aspects have to be right. Simplest example is a monopoly. When there is only one supplier, the buyers have to buy from that supplier. Now that supplier can be inefficient. He produces products very inefficiently, so his cost is very high. So because his cost is very high, he will charge a hefty profit margin, and his prices are going to be high, and everything will be there. You won't get your product in time, you will have problems with product, but you can't do anything about it because you have no choices. So a monopoly would do phenomenally well as a business, but it might not be doing a very good job of managing it. Its product might be inferior, its product might not be good enough, or suboptimal product, or whatever it is. So, but they've got one thing right, they've got this control on the market, and there is no competition. So essentially, KSF is something like this. You get certain things right, technology right, or product right, or timing right, or some crucial things right, and you can do very well as a business. You can make money. But as a well managed organization, if you try to look at it, then your organization is not well managed. There is stress, there is dissatisfaction among employees, customers might be unhappy, even top management would be unhappy with the way the business is being run. They would say, we are not a well managed company. They are making money, but they are not happy with the way things are happening. There is stress, there is crisis, there is inefficiency, there is all sorts of problems. I mean, it's not smooth. It's not working like a well-oiled machine or clockwork. So this is interesting. You don't have to be a good, well-managed organization to make money. So this is the important learning that we get from KSF, or key factors for success. So the other end is the balanced scorecard approach proposed by Kaplan and Norton, where they focused on improving in all the areas. Or it's like a student has to score marks in all the subjects, good marks in all the subjects, not just be good at science or maths or something. He has to be good at history, geography, civics, English, science, maths, drawing, music, whatever, sports, everything. So balanced scorecard would mean that, scorecard approach would mean that you are good in all the departments, you are good in all the areas. The management is equally good. And it means that it's a well managed organization where it works like a smooth machine. Everything is at a good level. Now, that is what they proposed, there would be successful businesses which would not do well on a balanced scorecard approach. They would only do well on some indicators. Some indicators they have to do well to because they are successful businesses, but in others they might be pretty poor. And there could be businesses which are very doing very well on a balanced scorecard approach, but they are not doing well. As a business they are suffering or not doing that well. I mean, as I said, if you have everything but you don't have a customer, and there are no buyers for your product, then your fantastic infrastructure, technology, happy employees, superior employees, everything falls flat because nobody buys your product, and you have got a fantastic set up a fantastic business organization that can supply superior very good products and everything and all, but nobody is buying from you, and you don't have buyers, you are not making money. So you might be a very good business in other areas. As an organization, you might be a very well managed organization, but you are missing one critical thing: business itself. You don't have business, you don't have customers. So you are not doing well. You are not a business. You are not a profitable business. You could be well managed in other areas. So this is a very interesting topic that you could be a badly managed, poorly managed business and still make money, and you could be a well managed organization and still be doing poorly in terms of financial results and profits and all that. So this is true. I mean, I think it is true. And so why should one, let us say somebody is making money, then why should one bother about whether one is a well managed business or not? Maybe if you neglect those aspects, you are good at only some things, and the other aspects you are neglecting. You are not good, but doesn't matter because you got the main things right. Maybe eventually it will affect. Maybe eventually it won't affect, but still the reputation, that the goodwill, the happiness that you get out of running a well-managed business, you don't have that. There is dissatisfaction that we are not managing well. Maybe employees are not happy, maybe customers are not happy, maybe owners themselves are not happy, maybe the CEO himself or the top management is not happy that, okay, we are profitable, but no fun. I mean, too much stress or whatever it is, or not enough stress, God knows what, not enough work, not enough satisfaction, something or the other, either this way or that way. So no job satisfaction, enough money but not enough job satisfaction. That is also possible. I mean, it is possible that you can't have both. Some people would make a lot of money and not really enjoy what they are doing, and some people are very happy with what they are doing but not get paid sufficiently. That is market economics, and it happens. And some lucky people get both. So ideally, I mean, one would like to have everything, right? I mean, do a good business and also do well on other management parameters. Maybe eventually, because if you don't do well, perhaps it could harm you in the long run. And secondly, if you can be a well managed business also, why not do that? Because that gives you goodwill, prestige, reputation, other things, respect, credibility, and all those things. And you want that. You are unhappy with, and so you want everything. Now, one has to be careful that while doing that, if one wants to do both, you don't mess it up too much. You are doing well as a business, but you are not doing well in other areas. You are not well managed, and you are unhappy with your poor management, and you try to improve your management. And while trying to improve your management, if you mess up the key success factors somehow, knowingly, unknowingly, then that's detrimental. That's going to be a problem. So to do it carefully. Can both be done? Possible. I mean, one can't deny that, but one has to be careful that one doesn't mess up the other things. The crucial things are important, and I have seen that people don't want to tinker with something that is working. Why mess with it? It is working fine, so let's not let it continue. Okay, it's not, we are bad, we are not good at everything, but let's not bother about that, because if it is working, let's not disturb it. It's like the American saying is, don't fix it if it ain't broke. If it isn't broken, why fix it? Business is working, it's making money, that's what we want. So don't bother about fixing the other things. The other saying is, fix it even if it ain't broke. That is a desire for improvement or continual improvement. So there are two impulses at work here, and one has to see. So you have to be careful that you don't mess up the KSF, key success factors, or critical success factors while trying to improve other aspects of your business. And if you can manage to do both, nothing like it, you will have the satisfaction of making money and also running a smooth business, a well managed business. And people would be saying it's a good business, it's a great organization, it's a very well managed organization with all kinds of things, great places to work, and employees are happy and everybody's happy. I mean, one can't have everything maybe, but you get most of the stuff right, and you tick most of the boxes, check off most of the boxes in the balance scorecard, sort of a thing. So this is what it is. Of course, there are uh, arguments to be made on both the sides. As I said, don't fix it if it ain't broke. If it is working, don't mess with it. The desire for improvement would, continual improvement, keeping on improving something or the other, would lead you in the other direction. It is working fine in terms of money, but you still want to improve other things. So there are different impulses and desires at work here. So one has to be careful, one has to think hard before taking on any such exercises, because it is possible that you are a good business and but not a well managed business. So it's quite a tricky thing, and you could be a very well managed business but not make money, and then it's not a business, it's something else. It's a good organization but not profitable, and a business organization, profit is crucial. I mean, for other organizations profit might not matter, NGOs and government and public sector and trusts and all that, but for a business organization profits matter, results matter, financial results do matter. So that is an issue. There is similarly, side by side, one thing that I would like to talk about, somehow connected, is generally when we talk of strengths and weaknesses, whether individual strengths and weaknesses or organizational strengths and weaknesses, generally everybody says that we will do better in both the areas. We will, where we are strong, we'll try to become stronger. Where we are weak, we'll try to eliminate those weaknesses and improve upon those weaknesses and remove those weaknesses, and we'll become strong everywhere. And somebody has said very interestingly that you can't do both. Just focus on your strengths, forget about your weaknesses. You can't do both. Play to your strengths only. Don't waste your energy in overcoming your weaknesses, because you have limited energy at your disposal. And if you try to focus on both, you will not get anywhere. So just play to your strengths. They are good points, they are strong points. Focus on strong points, focus on your strengths only. Play to your strengths only. Ignore your weaknesses. Let them be there. It doesn't matter. But if you try to expend energy on improving weaknesses, overcoming weaknesses also, you won't have enough energy left to focus on your strengths, and that won't really take you far. So that's again a very interesting take. Generally, the conventional view is do everything, do strengths and weaknesses, focus on both. The other view is focus on your strengths, don't worry about your weaknesses. So this is like that, somehow connected to this well managed versus profitable or money making kind of a scenario. Now, of course, ideally, as I said, both would be ideal, but can it be achieved? Very hard to say. KSF is also true. Balance scorecard is desirable, but money is the crucial thing, and we can't lose sight of that. A business has to make money finally. So making money and trying to have good management is an ideal thing, and one should try to work at it. But as I said, one should take care that you don't mess up the basic chemistry, the basic glue that holds things together. And somehow, when you try to fix something, something else gets out of whack and things go awry. And maybe you lose the secret sauce and start losing money and all that. So you have to be careful. And Both should in theory be achievable. I mean, there is no mathematics that tells you that you can't do that. So that's a crucial part that one needs to understand. And at the same time, another aspect that I want to bring in, because we have talked about this, is that I talked about dissatisfaction and continual improvement, desire for improvement, fixing it even if it ain't broke, and all that. So, generally, again, dissatisfaction, if we go to the gurudom, the religious gurus and the motivational gurus and other types of gurus and happiness gurus and all that, again they would be talking about, like I said, anger is bad, this is bad, that is bad, and they would also say dissatisfaction is bad, be happy with what you got, you know. But this is bad for a manager, for a business, for ambitious people. Dissatisfaction is what drives progress. Only when you, if you are happy and if you are content, then there'll be no change, there'll be no progress. Revolutions won't happen if everybody is happy and well fed and all. Things get radically changed, transformations happen when people are unhappy. So only unhappiness, discontent, dissatisfaction with the status quo, with the way things are, propels you towards improving things, towards progress. If you are happy with what you have got, if you are content, satisfied, then you are not going to do any effort, make any effort at improving anything. And you are happy with whatever you got, even if it is not good enough. I am not too ambitious, so maybe I just want to pass. I know I'm not bothered about first class or distinction. I don't want to make too much money and all that. So if people start thinking like this, then progress doesn't happen. So dissatisfaction is what drives progress. That, whether you like it or not, is a fact of life. People did something because they wanted to change something. They were unhappy with what was happening, so they changed it. They were labor saving devices. They said, oh, this is taking too much labor, so let us find a machine that takes away this labor. So new inventions kept coming because people wanted to keep on improving, because they were unhappy or not happy with what they had got, or a desire for novelty or something, keeping on doing something new, or not being happy or not being satisfied with it. So dissatisfaction is a prerequisite for progress or improvement, and ambitious people need to be dissatisfied. If you are too satisfied, then you are not ambitious. If you are not ambitious, you are not going to do much. So maybe satisfaction will lead you maybe to happiness, perhaps, but it won't lead you towards progress and success. And there could be people who won't be happy unless they are successful. So again, I mean, you could be a person who is okay, who is satisfied basically, so he is happy. But what if there is a person who is not happy unless he is successful? So we differentiate between success and happiness. We say, I am not interested in success and material success and all. I am happy, I am satisfied. I don't want to take on too much stress and too much burden and all that. Maybe that is good for you. But there are individuals, unhappy individuals, who are not happy till they are successful. So they are going to be dissatisfied, right? And they are not going to be happy. And you are happy though you are not very successful. And they won't be happy till they are successful. So even success and happiness has those issues. The point I'm trying to make here is that a business executive or a professional in a capitalistic society or in a materialistic world, and the world that we are living in, civilization progresses generally because of dissatisfaction, because of some unreasonable people, as Bernard Shaw famously said. So this is also something that has to be kept in mind and pondered over. Gurus would say that be satisfied, be happy with what you have got. But then gurus are not, they are focusing on only that part of it. But what about somebody who wants to make more money, grow, have ambition, achieve more, be more successful? Is something wrong with it? If you have potential, it should come. How would you get self-actualization? I mean, you have the capacity to do more, but you are satisfied. So you are not doing much. You could do much more, but you are satisfied, so you're not doing enough, and you are underutilizing your capacity. You have a right to underutilize your capacity, but that means your capacity is being wasted. And if it had not been wasted, maybe it would have benefited you or the others around you or the society at large. So again, it's an ethical moral issue also, and one can't really say this is the right way or wrong way. But generally, for an executive or a manager or a businessman or entrepreneur to say I'm satisfied would mean that there is going to be stagnation. So some dissatisfaction is necessary to keep you moving. That's something that one needs to think about. Thank you.